The best time to get ready for next summer is this summer. What's up guys, Dan here, Coalcracker Bushcraft. Today we're going to be talking about a plant that we can harvest this summer to make some cool stuff for next summer that's going to keep you comfortable and just happy. So that plant that I am referring to is called Yarrow. Now, I picked some Yarrow here. I'm going to get some close-up shots of it. We are going to make two things with this Yarrow. We are going to make a tincture, which can later on be used as a mosquito repellent, and then we are also going to talk about drying this to make a agent that you could put on cuts to help stop bleeding. But before we can get to that point, I need to explain how to actually identify this. So there are three plants that typically get all mixed up together. Number one is Yarrow, which we're talking about. Number two is Queen Anne's lace. And number three is poison hemlock, which I'll just pretend I got one. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick rundown on, I don't have any poison hemlock, but we can talk about the Queen Anne's lace really quick because that is the most similar to the poison hemlock itself. So the Queen Anne's lace, white flowers, they almost look like a little umbrella to me, and then they have these little like spiny things coming down underneath the flower. Okay, poison hemlock flowers are going to look similar, no little spiny spikes coming down off the bottom. If you look really close on this Queen Anne's lace, you're also going to notice there's very little hairy fibers coming off of the stalk. Okay, the stalk is all green. Poison hemlock, on the other hand, no hairy fibers, and typically on the stalk you're going to see it's going to go like a reddish purplish color. That's the toxins in it. So that's a really easy way to identify those. Another thing is the leaves themselves to come off. They look a lot like the back end of a carrot. Now, getting to the plant that we want, okay, Yarrow, totally different look now that you know what you're looking for. So the top of the flower itself just shoots upward. It doesn't have that domed umbrella type shape, and they look like little pods with flowers on if you look really closely. Okay, as you go down, leaves down the stem, okay, are in little clusters, and then they also have a very feathery look, so they're very full a whole way out, and you notice there's a lot of them. Okay, so lots of leaves, flower tops pointing up, and they don't have those little spikes sticking down underneath, and that's how you're going to identify Yarrow. Alright, so Yarrow itself, let's get to the good part of this video, right? What can you do with it? So Yarrow itself, you can put in your mouth, take the leaves, put it in your mouth, chew it up, put it on an open wound, and it will help stop the bleeding. But what you can also do is you can make a Yarrow powder to carry along in your kit. If you do get cut, you can utilize it, and it's very easy to do. So you're going to gather Yarrow this time of the year. I just tie a string on the Yarrow itself, and you're going to hang it somewhere that's nice and cool with not a lot of moisture, and you're going to just let it dry. So you're going to have dried Yarrow. Once that Yarrow dries, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to break it up and pulverize it with a mortise and pestle, or just with your knife you could chop it up. You can even throw it in a little food processor, and what you're going to end up with is a powder. It looks just like this. Okay, so you can keep that powder along with you, so next summer if you cut yourself, okay, you can just take a little pinch of this powder out, and then you can actually put it right in your wound. It'll help stop the bleeding, and you will be good to go. So Yarrow powder is a really nice, easy thing to make. It's a fun thing. You get to wait over time. It's something to do during the winter months. Harvest it now, process it during the winter, and then have it for next summer. So next thing we're going to do is make a tincture, and that tincture is going to become something which we'll talk about here in a little bit. So to make a tincture is very simple. Basically what we're doing is we are taking the plant, okay, we're going to cut it up, we're going to put it in a jar, and then we're going to add alcohol, be it vodka, or I have in this case some Everclear with me, fill it up, and we're going to let the jar sit. Now, once the jar is filled up, we're going to take our alcohol and we are going to fill up the jar with it. Look at that. Perfect. Now you're gonna let this sit 6, 8, 12 weeks or longer, okay? Every couple days. Give it a shake or flip it upside down, whatever you wanna do, just to get some of the fluids in there moving. And then what is going to happen is you are going to extract all the essentials out of that yarrow that's going to benefit you in the future. So fast forward 6 to 12 weeks later, your tincture is going to be complete. So at this point now, what you're going to want to do is you're going to open up your jar and you are going to separate the alcohol or the tincture from the plant material, because the plant material at this point we don't need, no good, we can get rid of it. So just simply get a strainer, strain it out, and you're going to have this infused alcohol. Now with that infused alcohol, you have just created the world's most effective mosquito repellent. So what I would do if I were you is I would take a small spray container like this, okay, put that tincture inside, and then you can use that stuff to keep the mosquitoes away, keep them at bay, and make your life outside that much better. So there you go, my friends. That is 2 ways that you can utilize yarrow. You can grab it now, prep it over the winter months coming up, and have it for next spring and summer. I know you're absolutely gonna love it. Plus they're fun projects. They're cool things. Go out, get to explore the outdoors, and make some cool stuff for yourself that's actually useful. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a good time making it. I'm gonna take my tincture now and I'm going to go set this at home in a cool dark area, and I will be good for next year. I'm excited about it. So I hope you give this one a try too. Another tool for the toolbox. So if you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe and like button below. You can also check us out over at Coalcracker for our classes, our blog, and our cool merchandise. And yeah, until the next video, make your tinctures and stay in the woods.